이번에는 나라 밖 소식입니다. 영웅으로도 불리고 독재자로도 불렸던 카스트로의 죽음은 쿠바 사람들에게 다양한 메시지로 전해졌습니다. 그의 죽음이 쿠바 사회에 어떤 의미를 던졌는지 살펴봅니다. 쿠바에서 전해온 소식입니다.
Fidel Castro is proving to be as divisive in death as he was in life, dividing the world over exactly what he was. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau called the brutal communist dictator a remarkable leader who served his people. Irish President Michael Higgins said Castro was for freedom and the oppressed. And the Washington Post called Castro a spiritual beacon before reportedly changing the headline to political beacon. Cuban-American Congresswoman Ileana Ross-Lehtinen has a much different view.
The truth is that he was a sadistic murderer who brought great suffering to the 11 million people of Cuba. He should not be revered. He should be reviled.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz, whose father fled Cuba and whose aunt was jailed and tortured by Castro, said the U.S. should not send a representative to the funeral.
The road to Havana paved with glory for rebel chieftain Fidel Castro.
Fidel Castro came to power promising a socialist utopia. He created an impoverished island prison. Before Castro, Cuba had one of the higher living standards in the world. During his decades in power, Fidel Castro was a source of suffering for millions, sending his opponents to prison or to their deaths, forcing Cubans into exile and separating families. And Cubans in Miami know another Castro is still in power. Raul Castro, Fidel's younger brother and president, has been running the country since at least 2008. After Raul, the heir apparent is 56-year-old Miguel Diaz-Canel, a Castro loyalist, with the public image of a dull bureaucrat.
We will cancel Obama's one-sided Cuban deal made by executive order if we do not get the deal we want and the deal that people living in Cuba and here deserve.
Trump, in a statement, called Castro a brutal dictator who oppressed his own people for nearly 6 decades. Fidel Castro's legacy is one of firing squads, theft, unimaginable suffering, poverty, and the denial of fundamental human rights. In his statement, President Obama avoided praising the dictator, simply saying that history will judge. Dale Hurd, CBN News.